Hey guys, this week's theme is review a book in vlog form, and I stole Harmony's idea and I picked a couple books to review instead of just one. And I'm going to go ahead and get started so I don't ramble on too long, because I will ramble when I start talking about my favorite books. And I am sick right now, so I'm really sorry that I'll be like sniffling throughout this video. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. So first book is Enchanted by Gail, Carson, Levine. I'm sure you guys have heard of this book or maybe seen the movie, didn't know it was a book, but this was one of my favorite books growing up, and it's one of the reasons that I love reading so much. I didn't want to read this one when I first got it, and I ran out of books to read, and so I kind of forced myself to read it, and I fell in love with it, and to this day I will go back and reread it, or just skim to my favorite parts and read those. And this is the story of Ella, who is cursed with a gift of obedience, and her gift of obedience means that she has to obey any kind of command, no matter who gives it to her, or no matter like if it harms her or harms somebody else, she has to do it. So the book involves evil stepsisters, evil stepmother, a distant father, a prince who may or may not have feelings for her, ogres, gnomes and elves, and just all different kind of fairy creatures, and fairy godmothers, of course, and things like that. So it's a really fun read. It's really quick, and there are cute parts in it, there are sad parts in it, there are romantic parts in it. There's a little bit of everything in this book. And if there are any like reluctant young readers in your house, I would recommend this one. And even if you're my age, if you're just looking for something to read for like an hour, this would probably be a good book. It won't take you long. Next up, Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I just read this one this weekend, and I'm so in love with it. This is dystopian, and it's the first in a trilogy. And this takes place in a society where love is considered a disease, and the cure is administered to all people at the age of 18. And after that, they get their careers picked for them, and their husbands or wives picked for them, and even the number of children picked for them. So things are very controlling in this society, and Lena actually doesn't mind that. She is actually looking forward to the day of her cure and finding out who she's going to marry and things like that. She doesn't care. She just wants to get past that. And then she meets Alex, and things change. And Lena and Alex are some of my favorite characters. Lena is very confused. She's always been raised in this society where love is a disease, and she doesn't know any better. And she at first seems really skeptical. She won't do anything that's against the rules. And slowly these things start to change, and she becomes brave and smart and really loyal to Alex and her best friend Hannah, and she just becomes a whole new person. And I loved seeing her develop and into this person that you really like. And Alex, straight from the beginning, he was sweet and romantic and funny, and he quotes poetry. And there's just so many wonderful things about them. And then Hannah, who is Lena's best friend, who is a very loyal best friend, and one of the very few good best friends in books, in my opinion. And the plot kind of slow at the beginning, but it does take off, and then by the end you are left like on the edge of your seat. And oh my gosh, I'm amazed I have any nails left, because I was just like gnawing at them. So the ending will leave you wanting the second book, and even though I would say wait until the second book comes out, I don't think I can advise you to wait to read this one, because it's just that good. The Body Finder by Kimberly Derting. This one I read last year. It is about Jay and Violet can hear echoes of dead bodies, and these echoes are like maybe the sound of a bell ringing, but that echo of the dead body matches an echo of the person who killed that person. So the dead body has a bell ringing, the murderer has a bell ringing. So she kind of hunts these murderers, not on purpose, but she kind of stumbles across them a lot. This one, not recommend for younger teens, because there are some very creepy parts. There are some chapters told from the murderer's perspective, not really chapters, but a couple pages in between chapters, and it's really chilling and realistic, and I don't recommend that for younger teens, but if you're an older teen and you think you can handle it, it's a fabulous story, has great characters, great writing, it's just really good. And the sequel, Desires of the Dead, is out now, so you don't even have to wait to that. But yeah, it's just really good. And then my last book is Nevermore by Creagh. And this one is a huge book, but don't let that turn you off because it's so, so fabulous. I didn't know what to expect. It was a debut novel, but it is dark and mysterious and a little creepy at times, but so romantic and sweet and funny at other times. And I just have no words to describe how wonderful this book is. And if you haven't read it, go buy it now and read it. I'm not even going to try and review it. I just had to throw it in here to tell you guys that you have to read it. So those are my reviews. Sorry I rambled about some books and didn't say much about others, but I just wanted to mention those and maybe kind of influence you guys to go out and get them. So let me know what some of your favorite books are. Maybe give me a short little review in the comments, and I will see you next week.